It's one of the good guys, broadcaster, voice of the Missouri Tigers and the Big 550 KTRS. Richard, Howard, we want to check in with you just to sort of give a final statement on the season, which was not what people wanted and not what people expected, but to end on a positive note after a very tough week, I think is a good sign for this program going forward.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, you're exactly right. For Missouri to finish off Arkansas really against all odds, I think was a pretty phenomenal feat, if you will, given the way the season has gone. And as you mentioned, the week leading up to last Friday's game was not very positive at all. So it seemed as though the players really just put all of that nonsense, not really nonsense, but all the distractions, if you will, behind them and went out and played. I mean, what I think this team learned, they learned how to grow up. They learned how to win a quarter. They also learned how to be a football game. They finally put a game, in all three phases, offense, defense, and special teams. And I hope that this will be a going into 2017.
Yeah, and Barry Odom's first year, I don't care who you are, you're stepping in for a legend and taking over for a legend. There are going to be bumps, there are going to be bruises, there are going to be growing pains. But the fact that he was able to keep the team together, we talked about momentum, and they were so down and so had so many issues going forward. The fact that he could rally the team, keep the team. Again, I don't think people realize how big of a win that was all the way around. He was able to keep the team and get them going in the right direction.
It's big. It really is big. And I think if you go back again to, I think it was December, 4th, a year ago, whenever Barry Odom was named as the head coach, if you saw that video of the announcement and how the players jumped out of their seats and rushed Barry, that is the sentiment. That's how they feel about him. Okay, and you can't make that stuff up. And I still think it all carried over. I think a lot of the players certainly realized that they underachieved and they didn't perform up to their expectations. But I believe they all still think that Barry is the guy that can lead Missouri, back to prominence in football. I certainly believe it. The guy is just completely committed. He's got a really good coaching staff. He's got to make some tweaks, of course, but he's got to get some players in there, his types of players. He's playing basically with Gary Pinkel's recruiting classes. So he's got to get his type of stamp on his recruiting classes. It's not fair to judge him after really being on the job less than a full year, and I think time will tell with him.
Not only that, I think, and I don't know what you think, but I think the biggest mistake a program can make, look at somebody like Texas, these guys who don't win after 3 years, right? And it's a revolving door. You can't, it's hard to get a team going, get your system going after 3 years. You need 4, 5, 6, 7 years to finally get your players going in the right direction.
I totally agree. I mean, you're looking at a minimum of 4 to 5 years of an investment in someone that you really believe in. Obviously, when you hired the person, you believed enough in him. So unless he did something egregious or did something to completely destroy the program, he deserves that opportunity to do what you hired him to do. And that's what I believe. I think more care and concern should be taken into the hires that big colleges and universities make, so that you don't make these types of mistakes. But even, consider a kid like Drew Lock, who's now, he just finished his second year. He played under 2 coaching systems.
Right.
And he still was able to make progress, significant progress, over the previous year. And people are still ragging on him. I don't understand it. And I think he's a kid that's truly going to be a really good quarterback for this team, if minus any injuries or anything else out of the ordinary.
Well, that's because people have to fill the airways with something, and they want to get their Twitter followers. But at the sake of honest criticism and or some type of honest critique, they have to just go the easy route, and it's sort of ruining sports. But I'm glad you agree with me. Clearly, when you agree with me, you're very smart.
I'll take that.
There you go.
I'll take that.
What are you going to do in the off season, Howard Richards? What are you doing between now and next season?
Hey, I just continue to do what I do and looking at the whole college football scene and just continue working in my role with the University of Missouri.
Yeah.
So, situation normal for me. Nothing changes. Trying to get my daughter through her senior year of high school, and she will be a freshman at Mizzou next year. So, MIZ on that. And just one last thing.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw the tweet from last week, okay? But I tweeted a photo of my lawn for you, buddy.
Oh, I didn't see that. No, I have avoided. That's weird. A non-angry tweet, but it was a form of bullying, though, Howard Richards. You showing off how nice your yard is. Well, you want to go one up? I had a friend over for Thanksgiving dinner, and they were convinced my yard was fake.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it was also because she had a little bit more wine than she should have too. That sort of helped too.
It works all the time.
There you go, Howard. Be safe. You're always welcome here. Thanks for checking in. We're proud to have you part of the KTRS team.
Thanks, McGraw. Thanks, Kelly. Take care. Good holiday.
Howard Richards, one of the good guys. Mizzou player, played football for the Dallas Cowboys, and then after his retirement, worked for the CIA.
Which is just crazy.
So he claims to be working for Mizzou, but clearly he's doing something with the CIA. He's undercover somewhere along the line. All right, it is 8:58.